Hey, what's up, guys? So we are in day 6 of my story here. I want to talk to you guys about what it was like to expand into multiple locations as we did in 2013. So like I was telling you guys yesterday with Johan, having our own business really taught me a lot. I learned so much, just things that I didn't know about business, about the way to actually manage a business is completely different than anything that you're taught in school. And the reason is this: in school, you're taught to be an employee of a company, and that company is usually a big company with many, many branches, and your area is very small, right? So let's say that you are a manager, and let's say you are a manager of HR. So your job is to like hire people or discipline people or just run files on people, because you have a company of hundreds of employees, right? It's very different than when you have your own business, that you have 6 employees and these are your employees, right? You don't just have to manage their HR, you have to manage the hiring, you have to manage the scheduling, you have to manage the vacation, you have to manage everything that has to do with those people. By the way, if they need a letter, you need to manage that. So that's where we started to build systems, right? When we started to have after we started to have 2 locations, we started to learn even more, because now we're learning, okay, scaling from 1 location to 2 locations. That's when we started to build systems in order to have shortcuts and to have procedures to make sure that when something is done by me or by a manager that I hired, it's the same process. Whether it's me, my brother, or the manager, it's the same process that we're following. And to this day, we still update some of the systems. As you know, sometimes the law changes, sometimes the compliance change, procedures change to improve systems, to reduce, for example, waste or to reduce inefficiencies. So to this day, we look at our systems and we look at our systems to make improvements on it. So anyways, going back to expanding into multiple locations, we had to build lots of systems. That started in 2012 when we decided to start expanding our business by having our own locations. In 2013, we opened Patterson location, which is in 160 West Broadway. And this location, to this day, is a great location. I'm sure if you guys are from around the area, you've driven by Patterson location. Is in West Broadway, in a very high transited area. But not just that, it has a lot of visibility, and it's in a plaza that virtually is like 6 units, but virtually it's just us there. There's like another store, there was a laundromat and they left, there was a cleaners and the guy retired. But anyways, right now we are building that location in JV6, which is right here in Elmwood Park. We have the code for the stores, that's how we identify them. So this one is 6 and here in Elmwood Park. And thinking about the changes that we did from building that 2nd location to now building the 7th location, it's a completely different game, because now we've gotten so many shortcuts that we have that you're gonna see in this store that maybe you still cannot see in that store over there. Of course, the store been remodeled, but there's still some of the things that we built into the new store that the old stores don't have. And that's why you see that sometimes when you go to the 1st location and then you go to Patterson, then you go to Union City or Newark, you're gonna see the location looks the same theme, but yet there's some differences to it. And those differences are mainly for efficiencies, for looks, and a lot of times just innovations that happen within the industry that we picked up and we keep adding to our system. So after opening that 2nd location, we started looking into franchising, talking about franchising. We started visiting the franchise convention in New York in the Javits Center. And again, a lot of learning. When somebody has their own business, something that I realize now is that when somebody has their own business, they always have to have an open mind and always keep learning, because everything just keeps changing. The industry keeps changing. And yes, you could keep doing what you were doing 10 years ago, but if you don't change, if you don't innovate, you're gonna stay way behind. You're probably not gonna be making as much money. You're probably not gonna be working as efficiently. So keeping that money after you make it, and just overall your lifestyle, your employees' lifestyle is not gonna be the same. So that's why we went from having Harbor Touch, I think it was the POS that we used to use back then, to just innovating into a newer, I would say more modern company with a point of sale. And just like that, we have other systems that we've upgraded in order to improve the day-to-day in the business and improve the efficiencies. Now, on my personal side, on my lifestyle, in 2013, 14, that's when I decided to start looking for a house. And actually, in 2014, I bought my own house, and I lived there for a couple of years. It was more of an investment property for me because at the time I was single, and when you buy a real estate, you want to buy a multi-family, especially if you don't have a family yet. Why? Because eventually when you move out of that, you could rent that out and make some passive income on the back end. So that's what I did in 2016, 17, when I met my now wife and we started dating. I eventually moved out from the real estate that I bought. I was able to rent that out and get some passive income out of that. And then, move forward a couple years later, I ended up buying a house that we live now. That is our first one family home. We live here with our two kids. If you guys follow me before, you've seen that I have Leonardo, and now I have a baby girl named Eleanor. So really excited, to be sharing this with you guys. I don't usually share that much of my personal side, but thanks to Johan in making that challenge, I'm on day 6, and tomorrow I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about opening the 4th, the 5th, 6th, and the 7th location, and what it's been like having a business and having a growing family as well. So thank you for watching, guys. Thumbs up and subscribe if you like these videos. Stay tuned to the next one. Peace out.